and I'm back today with my New Year's resolutions for 2015. And I already posted my video about how that I plan and prioritize goals and things that I want to accomplish in any given year. And so I'll link that video below if you haven't seen it yet. This video is, I'm going to try really hard not to make it so long, not just because I don't want to bore you guys, but also because it takes such a long time to upload videos. My yearly favorites video, which was about an hour long, I'm not kidding you, I put it on YouTube to upload Tuesday night and it got done Friday morning. I don't understand what is going on with our internet. I don't know if that's normal. That can't be normal. I mean, honestly, it can't be normal, but that's how long it took. So I'm going to try to keep this short, and I'm only going to read out certain ones. I'm not going to read everything just because, first of all, it would be a really long video, and second of all, some of the things are more personal in nature. So I'm just going to read the main ones that I have listed, and they're all broken up into category. Like I mentioned in my goal setting video, I break everything into categories. So the first category is my house list. Well, one thing I wanted to mention first too is there's some things that I need to research and find out about in the next year. And so those things are like the age requirements I need to find out my youngest daughter's for. When do I have to start reporting to the state how many hours she does for her homeschool? So I need to find that out. I need to research music lessons and find out for my oldest daughter, you know, what kind of lessons she wants to play and what kind of prices there are out there for lessons and rental of the instrument. So I need to research on that. And so just things like that. I have that in a separate section of research to do for different things that I'm interested in or need to find out about. So that's something else that, you know, is separate. For my home category, I need to get an estimate to repair a broken piece of vinyl on the side of our house and get prices for staining and pressure washing our privacy fence and getting it stained. We always say we're going to do that in the summer. We never do. So I'm just going to try to find somebody to pay to do it, and I need to research that. I need to have a realtor come out this year at some point and give us an estimate of what they think that our house is worth and what it would sell for. I also want to research a photographer that I'm going to use. We're hoping to have our family pictures taken next year in the spring probably. I need to research what photographer I want to use and kind of go ahead and set that up and pencil it out on my calendar to, you know, probably a month or so before, find the outfits that we're all going to wear and then kind of pick out the location and all that and start saving for it too if it's going to be expensive. And I also want to research some life insurance policies. My husband has one at work, but I want to research that and just see, you know, what else is out there that might be a better fit for our family. In the financial and budgeting category, I want to continue to save that amount that we're already having taken out of our saving or checking account and putting into our savings account. I want to also increase that amount a little bit too and see if we can make that happen and be comfortable still with, you know, after that money's gone, are we still comfortable with the money that's left that we can spend and pay bills and whatever else with. I want to do that, and then I want to work out a monthly savings plan for Disney since we do go every year. I've gotten in kind of this habit where we'll go ahead and book our trip usually 6 months before we plan to go, and then I kind of at that point have only 6 months to pay for actually not even 6 months, because you have to pay for the trip usually 2 months before you leave. So I've only got 4 months to come up with that money. So I want to go ahead and set up an automatic savings account for that specific Disney trip purpose. So all year long, not just in those 4 months, I'm going to spread it out over 12 months. And that way, when we go every year, you know, the money's already going to be there and it's just going to keep rolling, if that makes sense. In the fitness category, I want to do some heart rate monitor research. I'm trying to find a heart rate monitor that does not require a chest strap. I know Fitbit just came out with one. I think Jawbone's supposed to be coming out with one. So I want to research those and hopefully either get one for myself or ask for one for my birthday or something. And I mentioned also I want to run a 5K next year. So that's going to be something I need to look into, again, researching which ones I want to do that are in my area and going ahead and paying the fee for that and kind of motivating myself to work toward that goal. I also want to find some new workouts and fitness classes that I can do. I'm not a join the gym type person, but there might be maybe one of those pay by month places that might have some equipment that I would be interested in using, and then just some workouts at home. I want to find some new DVDs and maybe even some workouts on YouTube, which is a good place to get a lot of workout videos. I need to find some new workouts to add to my routine. And then I also want to just continue to maintain my weight loss, and I'm still not done yet. I mean, I still feel like I'm not worried about the number on the scales. I don't care if I lose any more pounds as far as the number goes, but I still feel like there's some places that I want to work on with toning and things like that. So I want to continue to work on those areas specifically and try to get everything, you know, the way that the best I can be. And then for YouTube, I really want to, this sounds really stupid, but to figure out what Google Plus is, do I need it, and how do I organize it? Because every time I had a Google Plus account, I guess it automatically made me one just because I have a Google email. I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't know what it is when I go into it. Like, there's just pictures of other people's stuff. I can't understand it. I don't know if I even need it, but I want to research it and find out what it is and if I need it and if it's going to help me and benefit my channel. I also would like to do some collab videos in the next year. There's some great YouTubers out there that I am, a faithful subscriber to, and I would like to do some collabs maybe with one of them, and then maybe some new people that I, maybe am not familiar with, but just to kind of, bring a different element to my channel. I would also like to do some more writing. A couple years ago, I did some writing for like a local family magazine here. I also wrote an article for thecrazycouponlady.com, which was really fun. And so I'd like to possibly write some more articles this year. I would also like to come up with maybe a recurring theme for my YouTube channel. I mean, I have some now, like I have religious videos on Mondays, usually homeschooling videos on Wednesdays, and Fridays are pretty much lifestyle and beauties and haul and exercise videos and things like that. But I would like to think up maybe a new series for my channel, which I have one right now, the Kidding Around Crafts for Kids series, and I would like to possibly incorporate another series into my channel. And then in the technology department, I really want to register for a photography class. I'm really into photography and I love taking pictures, but I'm also, like I mentioned, not good with technology. And we have a Canon Rebel that I use like a point and shoot camera, which is terrible. You're not supposed to do that. You should be using it to the best of its abilities, which is, adjusting the ISO and the aperture and doing all these things that make these great looking pictures that I want to learn how to make. I just don't know how to do it. So I really want to take a couple of photo classes and figure that out this year. I also need to do some organization of my homeschool digital files. In addition to organizing the homeschool room again, I need to organize, I have a bunch of different documents and worksheets and all kinds of different things, and they're all unorganized, so I need to really work on that this year. I also want to update my girls' baby books and their memory books. I've gotten behind on that. My poor youngest daughter, her baby book, I don't think is even filled out, like the main pages of like her date and height and birth and all that stuff. But I don't have any of the actual book pages done. And then their memory books for school, I need to update those. And then I want to just continue to keep up with getting pictures printed every 3 months and filing them every 3 months in chronological order. Like I mentioned in my photo and video organization video, I mentioned how that I do that, and I want to just keep up with that every 3 months, getting pictures printed and filing them, and then converting all of our videos and digital movies onto disc every 3 months, so I don't get behind, because it's a huge deal when you get behind with stuff like that. For family, I want to possibly start a Faith Girls Club. Faith Girls is a series of books. It's a Christian publisher puts out this series of books called Faith Girls, and they have all different books about Christian living for young girls. And there's a Faith Girls Club that you can actually join, and if there's not one in your area, you can also start one. So it's kind of like Girl Scouts, but it's not obviously outdoorsy type stuff, but it's just a group of girls that get together and they do different types of character building and faith building and team building activities. So I possibly want to look into that and maybe start one in our area. And I want to start going to Sunday school. Right now we go to church and our kids go to like their little version of Sunday church, but we don't actually go to Sunday school. And I think a lot of places call it life groups too. We don't have one yet, so I want to look into that and possibly join a life group at church. And then I want to spend more time together as a family, like literally put it on the calendar, because that seems to be the only way things get done around here. And my husband's work schedule is so busy that when he is off, we have so many projects to do, like returns and shopping and errands and cleaning and organizing and doing like a project in the bathroom or hanging new shelves in the closet. There's always some big project that we don't actually spend enough time together as a family. And I feel like that needs to be something that we should work on and make a top priority, even if it means literally putting it on the calendar like an appointment. If that's what we have to do to get it done, I really want to do that. I also want to continue to work on contributing to our thankfulness jar. I did a video about that back at Thanksgiving, and I'll link that video below, of the thankful jar that we started. And just every day, whenever something good happens or something you're thankful for, you just fill out a little slip of paper and put it in the jar. And then next New Year's Eve, I want to go through and read all the little slips of paper and kind of relive our year that way. And we started this in November, the one we have now, so there really hasn't been a whole lot built up to do for New Year's. But I think next year, if we continue to work on it over the course of the year, next New Year's, we're going to have a lot of really nice things to read. I also want to remember to read at least one daily devotional for myself every day, whether that be in the morning or nighttime or whatever. And then also I have a book that I have with my oldest daughter. We started reading a couple years ago and we just never finished. We didn't finish it. And so I really want to pick that back up where we left off and read that with her every night. And for the home and cooking kind of category, I want to find 5 or 10 new and healthy recipes that I can make to add to our recipe collection. You know, you recycle kind of the same recipes over and over. I'm not a terribly adventurous cook. I don't like a lot of spices. So I like to make nice, healthy meals at home, and I cook at home pretty much every night of the week. But I just need to find some new recipes. I mean, I'm tired of the same things over and over, and I'm sure my family is too. I also want to try using coconut milk and or almond milk as a substitute for milk in certain things, like maybe smoothies, or I don't know how it would taste in cereal, but I just want to add it just to see. It's one thing we haven't tried yet that I feel like is a healthy option. There's so much controversy over dairy these days and milk, and how they say it's actually in some ways can be bad for you, and we drink a lot of milk. So I want to do some research on that, find a brand we like, and maybe use it here and there as a substitute for milk. And I mentioned I also want to figure out how to make smoothies. I've never made a smoothie before. I think it would be a good option for me, also for my kids. And so I got some frozen strawberries the other day, and I need to figure out like how to make them with the smoothie maker that I have, and then also a recipe that we actually like. In the personal and self-improvement category, I want to work on complaining less, just being more positive and upbeat. And I mentioned that in one of my other videos too, about how somebody that complains all the time can just really suck out the energy of a room. And I don't feel like I'm that person, but I feel like that everybody could always be more positive and I guess more forgiving of other people that might be in our lives that are obnoxious. Even if it's not in our lives, even if it's just driving, you know, don't just keep complaints and negative thoughts to yourself, because once you say them out loud, it poisons everybody in the room. And I really want to work on that, and I don't feel like I'm terrible about it, but I feel like I could be more positive, and so that's what I want to work on. I also want to write in my gratitude journal more often. I mentioned that in my How to Be More Thankful video, and it's something that I have gotten out of the habit of, because usually by the time I go to bed it's so late and I'm so tired I don't want to do anything. But I really want to work on that more often, and then just have that as a reference. I know it's kind of the same thing as the thankfulness jar, but on a more personal level. Also, in the upcoming year, I want to have at least one, if not more, personal day all to myself, where maybe I go get a massage, a pedicure. Never had a pedicure before. Go shopping. I mean, I have never done that, and I always feel guilty when I go out and spend any time away from my family, but I do think it's important, and as much as it does make me feel guilty, I feel like it's something I need to do, especially now that, now that my kids are home all the time, which is amazing, and I love it. But, you always think when your kids are at school, you'll maybe have some time for yourself, and now that we homeschool, there is no time for myself. I feel like having at least that one day to myself is going to help me to really recharge and have just some time that is just for me. And I think that's important for anybody, but especially a mom, a stay-at-home mom, a homeschooling mom, a working mom, anybody that has children and you're always caring for other people. And it's just a thing that I think that we should take the time to care for ourselves too. So that is on the agenda for next year. I'm not sure when it's going to be, but I'm going to try to make it happen. For fun and travel, I want to go ice skating. I don't want to ice skate. My kids want to ice skate, and my husband can ice skate. I will sit happily in the stands and video and watch, because I can't skate. But they want to go skating, and he can skate, so he can take them, and I'll just watch. But that's one thing I know is important to my daughter. Every winter we keep saying, yeah, we're going to go ice skating, and then we never do. So I want to do that. I want to schedule some more dates with my husband and me just alone. We hardly ever schedule that time in, because he's busy a lot at work, and I feel like that I'm overusing my mom to watch the kids, for every little thing. And so she watches them a lot while I go to the doctor or the dentist or wherever. And I feel like, well, I can't ask her to watch them just for a date, but it's important, and I feel like I really need to work on spending this time to reconnect with my husband and spend more time with him. And then on the kind of opposite end of the spectrum, again, I mentioned I want to plan more family nights with our family, watching a movie, playing games, going somewhere and doing something fun. So just to spend some more time together as a family. Maybe a picnic at the duck pond. Of course, we plan to go to Disney World again in the spring. I want to take a beading class with my older daughter. I think that'd be something fun that we can do together. And I need to find something that I can do with my youngest daughter, because my older daughter, it's getting easier to do things with her by herself, like the Sky Fit class and a beading class and things like that. I need to find some things I can do with my younger daughter and just go out with her and do some fun stuff with her. And then at some point I want to go to Washington, D.C. I've never been there, and then of course my kids haven't been there, and now that we're homeschooling, I feel like it's a great trip to take for a family anyway, and then especially since you're homeschooling, it's educational. So at some point, either this coming year or maybe 2016, I want to go to Washington, D.C. I mean, in my dream, I'll go to New York one day too, but I don't know if that'll ever happen, but I would like to go to New York. And then I want to, kind of back to the relationship thing, I want to work on finding something that my husband and I like to do together. I mean, we are like the most opposite people you can imagine. They say opposites attract, and they sure do, because there's pretty much nothing we have in common except our address and having the same children. We don't have anything in common. He likes sports and guns and whatever, all that boy stuff, and I like makeup and girl stuff, and I don't know. I mean, we have nothing in common. I really cannot think of any single thing we have in common except the fact that we love each other. So I want to find something that we actually both enjoy. Like I'll go to the gun range with him sometimes, but I don't really like it. And he'll go to Sephora sometimes with me, but he doesn't like it. So I want to find something, if it even exists, that we both like to do that we can do together. So those are my goals for 2015. Obviously, I have a lot more than that. Some things are home projects I want to finish, like we need to redo our laundry room. We need to kind of freshen up the half bath downstairs. We plan on getting a dog next year, so I need to kind of, get some stuff for that, like a crate and all that stuff that comes with having a puppy. And, there's just some things around the house that I want to do, and that I have a lot longer list. But those are the things that I feel like that I wanted to share that might be some ideas for you guys. Maybe you can put those on your list of things that you want to accomplish in 2015. So, and let me know in the comments below what some of your goals and resolutions and things you want to accomplish for 2015 are. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.